Hi, good morning. Happy Friday. Steph here from Hofkissed, and I am back today. I can't believe it's Friday already. And back today with another video. So I thought that I would try live again. Except I am half an hour later than usual, but I hope that you're able to join me. And if you can't join me live, then you are welcome to watch this anytime. It will be up on my Facebook page. And as always, a couple days after the video posts, or anytime, really leave me a comment and I draw a winner to receive some Happy Mail for the month. So welcome and thank you for joining me. Today I'm going to demonstrate this lovely card. It involves a lot of paper and some die cutting, which I've pre-done, so I'm not going to bore you with die cutting. And a little bit of watercoloring just to add some color to the card. And that's the inside. I don't know if you saw my post the other day. I have so many little scraps of ribbon. So I have all of these containers with scraps of ribbon in it. And it was getting a little bit out of control. So I decided to make some cards. And this card was designed entirely around these pieces of ribbon, and that's just how I've been doing it the last couple days. So I'll show you a couple of other cards I've designed with ribbon at the end of the video, but this is the card that I'm going to do for you today. So I have a few pieces here. So I'm using a crumb cake card base. This measures 8.5 by 5.5 and scored at 4 1/4. So I scored that in half. And then I have some newer products here. So I'm using this gorgeous paper. You know, I use double-sided paper, so I'm using this side here. This is the All My Love Designer Series paper. And I don't know if you can see, I have this little scalloped and stitching detail on the side. Here you can see it better on this piece here. I'm not a sewer, but I love the look of stitching. So when I see dies that do this faux stitching here for me, I'm all about it. So that's that. And I'll just bring in the dies here. These are all the dies that I'm using. I didn't use all of them, but this is the set that I'm using. All of these heart dies, and this is where I get the stitching detail from. And a lot of the hearts have the stitching detail. I love it. Not just for Valentine's Day. I'm using it for so many different things. Anyway, okay, let's bring in all my pieces. So I'm just going to start, just to get some things out of the way, I'm going to glue these two pieces on here. So let's do that. So I'm going to start by gluing this one on first, just because if I line this one up, then I'll know where to put my other piece, and I know that it's going to line up. All right. So again, I've designed this card and many cards this week based off of all these ribbon scraps. So I don't know if you keep ribbon scraps in your stash. And I honestly don't know why I have so many ribbon scraps. I save every little bit of ribbon, not just ribbon that I cut, but anytime I get a present or you know, a piece of clothing and there's ribbon or twine tied on it, I just take it off, and if it's in good condition, I set it aside and I put them in all these bins. And as I said, it's getting a little bit crazy. I just don't like throwing it out. So if I can repurpose it, then that's how I'm going to do it. All right. So again, with the stitching, I've cut this circle here, and it has the faux stitching. And I've already stamped this image using Stays On ink, because I'm going to do a little bit of watercoloring. So you want to use Stays On ink. And as the name suggests, it will stay on. so it won't bleed or anything like that when you add water to it. And this is the image that I'm using here from the Wonderful Moments stamp set. So I've already gone and stamped that, and then I'm going to add a little bit of color here with Petal Pink and Lovely Lipstick with an aqua painter. So I'm going to push on the lid, and then that's going to drop a little bit of color into the lid. You don't want to take the aqua painter or any sort of brush to your, especially the aqua painter, to the ink pad because it has water in it, so you don't want to add water there, but it's okay if I add water over here. So I'm just going to pick up some of the ink and I'm just going to tap it. It's very quick. The more water you add, the lighter it's going to be, and I just want to drop in a little bit of color, and I'm going to wipe off my brush here till it runs clean because I'm going to go into the next color. And I'm going to close that up. And then same thing, I'm going to push onto that and open that up. Make sure my brush is clean. I don't want to drop ink there. Let me move this up a little. And I'm just brushing on. Now I'm not using watercolor paper. I am using just regular white paper, Whisper white paper, because I'm not adding a ton of water. I'm just adding a little bit of color. So I wasn't overly concerned to add, to use watercolor paper for this project. But if you're adding more water or doing more watercoloring, you want to use watercolor paper. So that's it. Just adding a little bit of color to my image. Quick and easy. And then I'm going to come in with my Wink of Stella. It adds nice sparkle, and I'm just adding it to the flowers, and I'm not sure this is going to come up on camera. I will bring it closer, but really you're just using this as a paintbrush and adding shimmer where you want it. It's glitter in a brush. It's amazing and addictive. And if you have it, you want to add it to everything. So let's see if I can, oh, maybe there. See it there on the flowers? All right. Now, if you see this card in real life, you will see the shimmer. But I love the shimmer, but it's also in this scrap of ribbon here that I'm using, so that's why I wanted to add it here. Okay, so bring back my card base. So I have all of these heart pieces here. This, excuse me, this was one die cut out like this, and then because I used double-sided paper, I flipped it over just to get the contrast. So I'm going to start by gluing this piece here. And normally with small pieces, I would have added an adhesive sheet to the back of my paper when I cut it out so that it would become a sticker. I've shown that before in previous videos, but if I had done that, I wouldn't have been able to flip this over. So that's why I didn't do it with this one. But just a little bit of Tombow will help that stick down. So I glued that one. And then I went in and glued this one. And it'll fit in there like a puzzle piece. My little circle here, I added dimensionals to the back. So let's just peel the border. I hope if you have these dimensionals, you don't throw away the border. I really hope, because it's the same stuff. You can just cut it apart and use it on the project. There we go. Peel that off. it on there. Then I have a couple of other hearts here, so I'm just going to add a little bit of glue to the back and stick those on. I think I want to add a little, oops, dimension under that heart. This is how I operate. Sometimes I design as I go and do some crazy things when my card is already assembled. Like, it wouldn't surprise me if I wanted to stamp some hearts on there. I'm not going to do that, but you know, often that's how I design. Okay, so a couple of other things here. I have a white piece for the inside, and I'm going to bring back my lovely lipstick. Ugh. Still, live TV, yep. So I got ink on there. Let me just wipe that off. Otherwise, I'm going to get it all over my card. Okay. So I have this stamp here for the bride. Alright, gotta move it down so I can see what I'm doing. Don't have to worry about stamping it straight because it's a circle. That's why I love circles so much. And on the inside, it says, "Congratulations and best wishes for a future filled with love and happiness." And this one, you have to make sure that you stamp straight. All right. Easy peasy. Close that up. And, all right, we're going to glue this on the inside now. And, so, you know, I always, okay. Always, never came off. I should have wiped it, not just dabbed it. So what we're gonna do is I'm going to put my heart there. Why not? There, covered. All right, live TV people. This is, there's no no hiding from it. This is real life. This is how it goes. Make mistakes and you just cover them up. There really are no mistakes because you just, gives you a reason to embellish, you know. All right, so I'm going to cut those. I like cutting my ribbon on an angle. Now this is really old ribbon, but I love it. Again, with the stitching detail. And I just had a little bit of it left, so I had enough to make a few of these cards here. Too much of an angle. All right, so I'm laying those down. Then I'm going to pop this guy right there. So I'm going to sneak a dimensional in at the top there. All right, and pop that on, and there we go. So a little bit of watercoloring, but a lot of paper used on this card and a lot of little die cuts, and I just love this stitching detail. So again, I'm trying to use up all my ribbon scraps. So this entire card was based off of these little bits of ribbon here. I'm happy to say that yesterday I worked on some other cards. I posted this one, and oh, let me bring it to view. So I just added all of these pieces of ribbon here, and I'm happy to say that I have now gone through all of my red ribbon scraps. So I did this, a few of these cards here. I did this one here, so I snuck in the ribbon behind this heart die cut here. And again, I'm using all of the same pieces, but making different cards. And then this one I still have to design, but I had a little bit of red ribbon left, and I snuck it in behind there. So hi Margie, Thanks for watching. Thanks for the comment. Anyway, so I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. If you leave me a comment, I will draw a winner to receive some Happy Mail. And wish me a happy Friday, or let me know what you thought about the project. And that is all I have for you today. So have a great Friday, have a wonderful weekend, and we'll chat again next week. All right, bye.